Hello everyone and welcome back to another Star Wars figure review. I've got a long overdue review to do for you today. This is one that's been on my upcoming reviews list for quite some time. It's a comic pack from the Legacy collection and it features this figure, the Clone Emperor Palpatine, and also Luke Skywalker. Now, these figures are based on the comic book Dark Empire 2. That takes place a few years after Return of the Jedi. Unfortunately, I've had this pack for quite some time and I don't have the packaging to show you. What I can do though is show you the comic. There it is. Some nice artwork on the front. This comic is a reprint of a comic that is, I don't know, around 20 years old. So the artwork is, it kind of shows its age. There's a Clone Emperor there. I haven't actually read the comic yet, but judging by the artwork, it doesn't look like a fantastic read. The story sounds interesting, but I just haven't had enough time to sit down and read it properly, so should be able to do that at some point. So there's the comic. Moving on to the figures, I'll begin with my least favourite from the pack. This is the Luke Skywalker. It's not by any means the worst figure I own, but it's just not my favourite of the pack. It is like a remake of the Power of the Force Luke Skywalker that came out in 1998. That was, it followed a similar appearance to this with a long coat and collar and all that kind of stuff. This is obviously a vast upgrade on that figure. Facial sculpt is good. Articulation is decent on this figure, it's not bad. It's got the ball jointed neck, shoulders, elbows, knees and ankles, swivel wrists, waist and hips. Does indeed come with a green lightsaber. The blade isn't removable from the hilt, which is always good. No need to worry about the lightsaber breaking or anything like that. And overall it is a good figure. It's one of the coolest looking Luke Skywalker figures that's been released. I really like this big coat he's wearing. Kind of looks like something out of the Matrix. But I actually do like it. It is a decent figure. So there's the Luke. Moving on to what is the best figure from the pack, in my opinion, and probably the best Emperor Palpatine figure that I own. Here is the Clone Emperor himself. Now, I'm not too familiar on the Dark Empire story, so I'm not going to go into too much detail about it. All I know is that after Palpatine's death, the Emperor's spirit entered another body and carried on his rule of terror. Unlike the Luke figure, this figure has a soft goods robe with all these like dangly bits. Makes it look like a bit of a bathrobe really, but I think it looks really cool. Articulation is pretty much the same as the Luke. Ball jointed neck, shoulders, elbows, knees and ankles, swivel wrists, waist and hips. Does come with removable force lightning. And of course a lightsaber as well. Again, blade isn't removable from the hilt. One really cool but kind of grotesque thing about this figure is the fact that if you take off the head and the collar, which is a really nicely detailed piece actually, I actually really like that, you can indeed remove the robes, and it's not a pretty sight underneath. We do indeed now know what the Emperor looks like naked. Heard a report on the collecting site galactichunter.com that said this figure isn't actually that good because basically it's just a naked guy under a robe. But I don't think that's true actually. I really do like this figure. Not like this, obviously, because you know I don't get kicks out seeing old naked men, but with the robe on and everything and all the accessories, it does look like a phenomenal figure. And as I said, it's probably on par with the Evolutions Emperor Palpatine that was released a couple of years back in the Sith Evolutions pack. Just give you another look at Palpatine with the robe on. Can be quite fiddly to get back on, but it does look very, very cool. Try and fit this bit over. There we go. There he is. As I said, very, very cool figure. So there are the two figures from this pack. Two very, very cool figures. The next comic pack I'd like to pick up is either the Prince Sizer and Princess Leia pack, or possibly even Commander Fate and Quinlan Vos. Really would like that pack. And before I finish up with this review, I'll just give you a look at an accessory that is included with this pack. This is a Jedi Holocron. As you can see, there's decent sculpting in that. It's not really showing up very well on camera. Ah, there we go. And as you can see, coming out of the Holocron is a hologram type image. Actually, I thought this was like a statue or something, but after reading the Essential Guide to Characters, that is actually a projection of the Jedi Master Bodo Baas, who was a Jedi Master who recorded his stories in Jedi Holocrons, and this is what Luke finds on the planet Biss, if I'm not mistaken. So two really good figures there, definitely worth adding to your collection. The Emperor Palpatine will make a good addition to my Sith shelf. So thanks for watching this review, and until my next one, as always, keep collecting, and may the Force be with you.